What hurts startups the most in tech product development? Two things. First is bad architectural decisions and reinventing the wheel when existing tools can get the job done. The more experience you gain as a developer and architect, the more it is about patterns and architecture than technology. You choose the technology which uses or implement an architectural pattern that fits your use case. So it's not about the technology at all. For example, GraphQL. I like it a lot and we use it in almost all of our projects. But I'm not a huge fan of GraphQL because it is a fancy new technology that does something different. I like it because it implements the common query separation design pattern, also known as CQS, in a convenient way, which has a lot of benefits, but that's for another video. So do I need GraphQL to implement CQS? Absolutely not. We implemented CQS also with REST frameworks before GraphQL even existed. Although strictly spoken, it isn't then REST anymore. Anyway, the pattern CQS has pros and cons. And from my experience, the pros outperform the cons for a lot of software as a service related development use cases. But not for all. So, do I mean that GraphQL is better than REST? Absolutely not. There are use cases where REST does make a lot of sense and is the better choice. Ultimately, it's about what problem and requirements are you trying to solve and fulfill. Choose your tools wisely, not based on the fanciness factor, but based on your needs. Ever tried to drive a nail with a screwdriver? It will not work, even with the most fancy new screwdriver. But the oldest hammer you find will do the job easily. So, if you're an expert in one area, you might not be familiar with all the tools available. You tend to use the tools you know best, which might not be the right fit. Also, if you're not that experienced yet, it is hard to understand what the use cases of tools are. A screw looks similar to a nail, but one needs a hammer and one needs a screwdriver. It's the same in software development. So don't hesitate to ask more experienced developers and software architects when you create your architecture and tech stack. If you don't have one at hand, get in touch with us. That's where we have more than 15 years of experience in, and are happy to help. We also give tips and tricks in our newsletter and write about it in our blog. Happy coding!